Hello friends, welcome back to Clear Speak Academy. Today's topic is hotel reservation. In this video, Susan will tell you how to book room in a hotel in English. Before this, subscribe to my channel. Let's start the video. Susan woke up early in the morning, feeling a mix of excitement and a little nervousness. She had been planning this trip to the city for a while. It was a chance for her to take a break from her daily routine, relax and explore new places. The idea of staying in a nice hotel, exploring the city streets, and enjoying a few days of peace made her smile. However, Susan was also a careful person. She wanted to make sure everything was perfectly organized before leaving. Her hotel reservation was at the Sunshine Hotel, a well-known place in the city. She had booked the room online 2 weeks ago, but she wanted to confirm her booking once more to avoid any mistakes. After getting out of bed, Susan went to the kitchen to make a cup of tea. The warm, sweet tea helped her feel more awake. She sat at the dining table, opened her laptop, and checked her emails. She quickly found the confirmation email from the hotel. The reservation number was written there. 4589. Okay, she said softly to herself. I should call the hotel just to be sure. Susan picked up her phone and dialed the hotel's number. After a few rings, a friendly voice answered. Hello. Thank you for calling Sunshine Hotel. How can I help you today? Hello. Susan replied politely. My name is Susan. I made a reservation for this weekend, and I just want to confirm it. Of course, Miss Susan, the receptionist said kindly. Could you please provide me with your reservation number? Susan glanced at her laptop screen and read out the number. Yes, it's 4589. Thank you. Please hold on for a moment while I check, the receptionist said. There was a brief pause, and Susan's heart beat a little faster. She hoped everything was okay. Finally, the receptionist spoke again. Yes, Miss Susan, your reservation is confirmed. You have booked a single room with a city view from Friday to Sunday. Susan felt relieved. That sounds great. Thank you for confirming. Could you please tell me the check-in and check-out times? Certainly. Check-in time is at 2 p.m. and check-out is at 12 p.m. The receptionist explained. Perfect. Thank you so much for your help, Susan said happily. It's our pleasure, Miss Susan. We look forward to welcoming you. The receptionist replied warmly. After ending the call, Susan felt a wave of satisfaction. Her reservation was confirmed, and everything seemed to be in order. She sat back and thought about her plan for the trip. She would leave on Friday morning, check in at the hotel by 2 p.m., and spend the rest of the day exploring the area. She wanted to visit a few famous landmarks, try some local food, and take lots of pictures. To make sure everything went smoothly, Susan made a list of things she needed to do before the trip. 1. Withdraw money from the bank. 2. Pack clothes and toiletries. 3. Charge her phone and camera. 4. Arrange transportation to the city. 5. Print her hotel reservation confirmation. Susan felt organized and ready. She decided to handle the first task on her list, withdrawing money from the bank. She checked the time and realized that the bank would open in half an hour. This gave her a little time to get dressed and prepare. Susan chose a simple, comfortable outfit, a light blue blouse and black jeans. She brushed her hair and put on her favorite pair of sneakers. Before leaving, she made sure she had her bank card, ID, and some extra cash in her bag. As she stepped outside, the sun was shining brightly. The sky was clear, and a gentle breeze made the morning feel fresh. Susan enjoyed walking to the bank. It was just a short distance from her home. She loved watching people go about their daily activities. Children heading to school, shopkeepers opening their stores, and neighbors greeting each other warmly. When Susan reached the bank, she noticed a few people waiting outside. She joined the small line and waited patiently. The bank opened a few minutes later, and everyone slowly made their way inside. The cool air inside the bank was refreshing, and Susan quickly found a counter to approach. "Good morning." She greeted the bank teller with a smile. "I would like to withdraw some money, please." The bank teller smiled back and asked, "Good morning." "Sure. Do you have your account number and ID with you?" "Yes, here they are," Susan said, handing over her documents. The teller checked the information and entered it into the computer. "Thank you. How much would you like to withdraw today?" $200, please, Susan replied. "All right. Please wait a moment," the teller said. As Susan waited, she looked around the bank. People were at different counters, some opening accounts, some depositing money, and others asking questions. The bank was busy, but everything seemed organized. A moment later, the teller handed Susan the money. "Here you go, Miss Susan. $200. Is there anything else I can help you with today?" "No, thank you. That's all. Have a great day," Susan said politely. "You're welcome. Have a wonderful day too," the teller replied cheerfully. Susan carefully placed the money in her wallet, making sure it was secure. She felt satisfied, knowing that she now had the money she needed for her trip. Everything was falling into place. On her way back home, Susan stopped at a small cafe. She ordered a cup of coffee and sat by the window, watching the busy street outside. She thought about her trip, imagining the hotel room with a view of the city, the comfortable bed, and the chance to relax away from home. It felt like a much-needed escape. After finishing her coffee, Susan walked back home, feeling happy and prepared. She started organizing her suitcase, carefully choosing clothes for each day. She included casual outfits for exploring, a nice dress for dining out, and comfortable sleepwear. She also packed her toiletries, shampoo, soap, toothpaste, and a hairbrush. Susan then took out her camera and made sure it was fully charged. She wanted to capture memories from her trip and share them with her friends. She also charged her phone and saved the hotel's contact number just in case she needed it. Before ending her day, Susan double-checked her hotel reservation email, printed a copy, and placed it in her travel bag. She felt confident that she had everything ready for her adventure. As she lay in bed that night, Susan thought about the trip. She felt proud of herself for organizing everything carefully. The confirmed reservation, the money from the bank, the packed suitcase, it all made her feel secure. Her mind was filled with excitement for the coming days. She wondered what new experiences she would have, what people she might meet, and what memories she would create. With these thoughts, she slowly drifted off to sleep, ready for the adventure that awaited her. The day before her trip, Susan woke up feeling excited. Her bags were almost packed, her hotel reservation was confirmed, and her money was ready. However, she wanted to double-check everything once more to be fully prepared. After breakfast, she sat down with a cup of tea and looked through her packing list again. Her clothes were carefully folded, her toiletries were packed neatly in a small bag, and her camera and phone were charged. She also checked her printed, hotel reservation and placed it in a safe pocket of her travel bag. Okay, I think I have everything, Susan said to herself, feeling satisfied. To make sure she had enough money for any unexpected expenses, Susan decided to visit the bank again. She thought it was better to be safe than sorry. She took her bag, put on her shoes, and headed to the bank. When she arrived, the bank was busier than before. Many people were waiting in line, talking softly to each other. Susan found a place in the queue and waited patiently. She observed the people around her. Some looked worried. Some looked tired, and others seemed to be in a hurry. After a while, it was Susan's turn. She walked to the counter, smiling at the teller. "Good morning," Susan greeted. "I need to withdraw some more money, please." "Good morning," the teller replied warmly. "Sure. Do you have your account number and ID with you?" "Yes, I have them here," Susan said, handing over her documents. "Thank you," the teller said, typing the details into the computer. "How much would you like to withdraw today?" "I think I'll take out another $100, Susan replied. The teller nodded and processed the request. While waiting, Susan looked at the large clock on the wall. She thought about the time she needed to leave for the train station the next day. She had planned to take a train to the city because it was more convenient and comfortable. "Here you go, Miss Susan," the teller said, handing over the money. "Is there anything else I can help you with today?" "No, thank you. That's all. Have a great day," Susan said cheerfully. "You're welcome. Have a wonderful day too, and enjoy your trip," the teller replied kindly. Susan placed the money safely in her wallet and walked out of the bank. She felt more confident now, knowing that she had enough money for the trip. It was a sunny day and the fresh air lifted her spirits. On her way home, Susan decided to visit a nearby bookstore. She loved reading, and she thought having a good book would be nice during her stay at the hotel. The bookstore was quiet and peaceful, with shelves full of interesting books. Susan took her time browsing and finally chose a novel about travel and adventure. It felt perfect for her trip. Back home, Susan placed the book in her bag and checked her list one last time. She reviewed her travel plan. She would leave for the train, station early in the morning, reach the city by noon, and check into the hotel by 2 p.m. As the evening approached, Susan began to feel a little nervous. What if something went wrong? What if there was a mistake in her hotel booking, or if she missed her train? She reminded herself that she had checked everything carefully. Her reservation was confirmed, and her money was ready. Still, the thoughts made her anxious. To calm herself, Susan decided to call her friend, Emma. Emma was always supportive and understanding. "Hi, Emma," Susan said when her friend answered. "I'm feeling a bit nervous about my trip tomorrow." "Oh, don't worry, Susan," Emma said warmly. "You have planned everything so well. Your hotel reservation is confirmed. Your bags are packed, and you have enough money. You'll be fine." "I know," Susan sighed. "I just overthink sometimes." "It's normal," Emma laughed. "But remember, it's a chance for you to relax and have fun. Enjoy every moment. And don't forget to take lots of pictures and share them with me." Susan laughed, feeling much better. "Thank you, Emma. I'll definitely share the pictures. You always know how to make me feel better." "That's what friends are for," Emma replied. "Now, get some rest so you're fresh for your trip tomorrow." "You're right. Thank you, Emma. I'll talk to you soon," Susan said warmly. After the call, Susan felt more relaxed. She decided to take a warm shower to help her sleep better. The warm water felt soothing, washing away her worries. She dressed in her comfortable pajamas, brushed her hair, and sat on her bed. To keep her mind calm, Susan opened the book she had bought earlier. She read a few pages, getting lost in the story. The characters in the book were traveling to beautiful places, meeting new people and experiencing exciting adventures. It made her feel more confident about her own trip. Before going to sleep, Susan set an alarm for 7 a.m. She wanted to have enough time to get ready, double-check everything, and reach the train station on time. As she lay in bed, she took a deep breath and reminded herself of the positive things waiting for her: the hotel room with a city view, the opportunity to explore new places, and the time to relax. Slowly, her eyes grew heavy, and she drifted off to sleep. Her dreams were filled with images of tall buildings, city streets, and bright lights. She imagined herself walking through the busy streets, feeling free and happy. The morning came quickly, and Susan woke up feeling refreshed. The sun was shining through her window, and the day seemed perfect. She got out of bed, had a quick breakfast, and dressed in comfortable clothes. She checked her phone, her wallet, and her travel bag. Everything was ready. Before leaving, Susan called a taxi to take her to the train station. The driver arrived on time, and Susan loaded her bag into the car. She looked at her home once more, feeling a mix of excitement and a little nervousness. "Here I go," she whispered to herself as the taxi drove away. At the train station, Susan bought her ticket, found her platform, and waited for her train. People around her were busy, some saying goodbye to loved ones, others checking their schedules. It felt lively and exciting. When the train arrived, Susan found her seat by the window. She placed her bag on the seat beside her and settled in. As the train started moving, she looked out of the window, watching the familiar streets slowly disappear. Her adventure had begun. Susan felt a sense of freedom. She was on her way to the city, ready to experience new things and enjoy her time. The thought of the hotel room, the city view, and the chance to explore made her heart fill with joy. Her mind wandered to the phone call she had made to the hotel. She remembered the friendly receptionist who confirmed her reservation. It felt reassuring to know that her room was waiting for her. She thought about the bank visit, the extra money she had withdrawn, and the careful planning she had done. Everything seemed to be in place. It was finally time to relax, explore, and enjoy. After a few hours of travel, the train finally reached the city. As Susan stepped off the train, she took a deep breath and looked around. The train station was busy and full of people. Some were rushing to catch their trains, while others were greeting friends and family. There was an energy in the air that made Susan feel excited. She quickly checked her phone to see the directions. To Sunshine Hotel. It was just a short taxi ride away from the station. She walked outside and saw a line of taxis waiting. A friendly-looking driver smiled at her and asked, "Do you need a ride, miss?" "Yes, please. I need to go to Sunshine Hotel," Susan replied. "Sure, hop in," the driver said, helping her with her bag. As the taxi moved through the city streets, Susan looked out the window. The tall buildings, the busy shops, and the colorful signs fascinated her. She saw people walking quickly, talking on their phones, and enjoying their day. It felt like a different world compared to her quiet neighborhood. "Is this your first time in the city?" the driver asked with a smile. "Yes, it is," Susan replied. "I'm staying at the hotel for a few days to relax and explore." "That's great. Sunshine Hotel is a nice place. You'll have a great time," the driver said kindly. "Thank you. I'm looking forward to it," Susan said warmly. Soon, the taxi stopped in front of Sunshine Hotel. The building was tall, modern and elegant. The glass windows reflected the sunlight, making the hotel shine brightly. A doorman stood at the entrance, greeting guests with a polite smile. "Here we are," the driver said. "Thank you," Susan replied, paying the fare and getting out of the taxi. The driver wished her a wonderful stay, and she waved goodbye. Susan took a deep breath and walked into the hotel. The lobby was spacious and beautiful, with large sofas, decorative plants, and a sparkling chandelier hanging from the ceiling. The air was cool and smelled fresh, and soft music played in the background. At the reception desk, a young woman with a warm smile greeted her. "Good afternoon. Welcome to Sunshine Hotel. How may I assist you today?" "Good afternoon," Susan replied politely. "I have a reservation. My name is Susan, and I would like to check in, please." "Certainly, Miss Susan," the receptionist said. "Could you please show me your ID and reservation confirmation?" "Of course," Susan said, opening her bag and taking out her ID and the printed reservation. She handed them to the receptionist, who checked the details carefully. "Thank you, Miss Susan. I see your reservation here. A single room with a city view. For 2 nights. Is that correct?" "Yes, that's correct," Susan confirmed with a smile. "Wonderful. Your room is ready, and here is your key card," the receptionist said, handing her a small card. "Your room is on the 10th floor. The elevator is to your left. If you need anything during your stay, please don't hesitate to ask." "Thank you so much," Susan replied happily. "I'm excited to be here." "We're happy to have you, Miss Susan. Enjoy your stay," the receptionist said warmly. Susan walked toward the elevator, her heart full of excitement. She pressed the button, and the elevator quickly arrived. Inside, she pressed the button for the 10th floor. As the elevator went up, she felt a sense of adventure. When the doors opened, Susan walked down the hallway. Searching for her room, number 1012, she finally found it, and used the key card to unlock the door. As she stepped inside, her eyes widened with joy. The room was spacious, bright, and clean. A large bed with soft white sheets stood in the center. There was a small sitting area with 2 chairs and a coffee table. The window offered a beautiful view of the city, tall buildings, busy streets, and the distant sound of traffic. It was everything she had hoped for. Susan placed her bag on the bed and explored the room. There was a closet for her clothes, a television, and a small desk with a chair. The bathroom was modern, with fresh towels, toiletries, and a large mirror. She felt like she was in a dream. To capture the moment, Susan took out her camera and snapped a few pictures of the view. She then sat by the window, looking out at the busy city below. Her heart felt light and happy. After a few moments, she decided to unpack her things and make herself comfortable. She placed her clothes in the closet, arranged her toiletries in the bathroom, and put her book on the bedside table. Feeling a little hungry, Susan decided to check the hotel's restaurant. She left her room and took the elevator down to the lobby. The receptionist had mentioned that the restaurant was on the ground floor, so she followed the signs and found it easily. The restaurant was elegant, with soft lighting and comfortable seating. A friendly waiter welcomed her and showed her to a table. "Good afternoon, ma'am. Would you like to see the menu?" the waiter asked politely. "Yes, please," Susan replied with a smile. She looked through the menu and chose a delicious pasta dish with a side of salad. When the food arrived, it looked beautiful, and the taste was even better. As she enjoyed her meal, Susan thought about how smoothly everything had gone. Her reservation was perfect, her room was lovely, and the food was delicious. After her meal, Susan explored the hotel a bit more. She visited the lounge area, admired the artwork on the walls, and enjoyed the relaxing atmosphere. It felt like a perfect place to unwind. That night, Susan slept peacefully, knowing that her adventure had just begun. The next few days would be full of exploring, discovering new places and making beautiful memories. She was ready for it all.